The Kombat Kasts and the character reveals for Mortal Kombat 11 have been ramping up recently, but as you might expect, some of the earliest revealed characters for the roster of Mortal Kombat 11 were the most popular in the series, such as Scorpion and Sub-Zero. These two characters within the mythology of Mortal Kombat are often depicted as rivals, but interestingly, their dynamic as opposing characters is further enhanced by the martial arts clans that they represent. We will explain in this video about the Shirai Ryu and the Lin Kuei. Scorpion and Sub-Zero belong to the Shirai Ryu and the Lin Kuei respectively. To explain, it's best to start with the Lin Kuei. The Lin Kuei is a Chinese-based martial arts clan, dedicated to developing the most fearsome and ruthless assassins. For the greater part of their history, they have no real moral orientation and simply exist to train killers. One trait that the Lin Kuei are known for are their hatred of defectors. These are those who leave the Lin Kuei and are to be killed. Meanwhile, to contrast the Lin Kuei, you have the Shirai Ryu. The Shirai Ryu are based in Japan and got their start as an offshoot of the Lin Kuei. A Japanese warrior named Takeda, not the same as Mortal Kombat 10's Takeda Takahashi, left the Lin Kuei and brought their techniques and teachings with them to Japan when he started the Shirai Ryu. Scorpion, a Japanese native, would eventually join that clan. Within the lore of Mortal Kombat, characters from different countries or regions have joined the Lin Kuei. Both of the Sub-Zeros within Mortal Kombat, Bi-Han and Kuai Liang, are Chinese, as is Sector, but Smoke is originally from Prague and Cyrax is from Botswana. As the story of Mortal Kombat has developed, the members of each clan and their fates are generally used as contrast to the clans as a whole. As the Shirai Ryu are founded as an offshoot of the Lin Kuei policy is naturally to view the Shirai Ryu with disdain and seek their annihilation. The enmity from the Shirai Ryu side towards the Lin Kuei is much the same as the Lin Kuei's sentiment towards the Shirai Ryu. However, it is not the Lin Kuei that hands the Shirai Ryu their most vicious defeat, but an evil sorcerer known as Quan Chi in both the Netherrealm and the Midway Games continuity. In the Midway Games continuity, the destruction of the Shirai Ryu starts with Mortal Kombat mythology's Sub-Zero, and Quan Chi's scheme to retrieve a map leading to the Amulet of Shinnok. He employs Scorpion and Sub-Zero, the latter being an alias assumed by Bi-Han, also known as the first Sub-Zero, to accomplish the task, not telling the two that the other was hired. In the game, the ninjas eventually find each other and fight to the death, with Sub-Zero coming out on top. Quan Chi, as part of a promise made to the Grandmaster of the Lin Kuei, then wiped out the Shirai Ryu clan itself, along with Scorpion's family. Later in the Midway Games continuity, Scorpion would later be resurrected as a wraith, full of vengeance towards the Lin Kuei and towards this Sub-Zero, but he would not know the truth of the Shirai Ryu's destruction and his family's slaying until much later in the timeline. In the Netherrealm timeline, Quan Chi is also responsible for wiping out the Shirai Ryu and for killing Scorpion's family, but without the backdrop of pitting Bi-Han and Scorpion against each other in a competition of sorts, as with the aforementioned Sub-Zero spin-off. These events predate any mainline Mortal Kombat games. By the time of events in the earliest Mortal Kombat titles, the Lin Kuei are depicted as a group that accepts assassination contracts, while the Shirai Ryu are represented only by Scorpion. Bi-Han participates in the first Mortal Kombat tournaments in both the first Mortal Kombat and Mortal Kombat 2011 as an assassin for hire, though events in both games would later mark his death and the beginning of his new life as an evil revenant named Noob Saibot. Another important element to the history of the Lin Kuei is the Cyber Initiative, the decree by the Grandmaster to convert the Lin Kuei's warriors to cyborgs. The Lin Kuei, besides loathing defectors, hates disobedience, and so automating its warriors to obey absolutely is one means of achieving that goal. While there are characters who subject themselves to the Cyber Initiative willingly, such as Sector, there are those who balk at the prospect and fight against it, such as the second Sub-Zero, Kuai Liang, the Sub-Zero we see for the greater part of the Mortal Kombat franchise, and, all in all, a good person. In the Midway continuity, Sub-Zero becomes a Lin Kuei outlaw and fights against capture from cyborg Lin Kuei warriors more than once after refusing to be automated. In the Netherrealm continuity, he is eventually captured, but after being retrieved by other heroes and having the obedience protocols overwritten, he regains his autonomy. Characters such as Smoke and Cyrax are used to illustrate tension with the concept of the Cyber Initiative. For example, in Mortal Kombat 2011, Cyrax proudly fights on behalf of the Lin Kuei at the beginning of the game, but has always disliked the Cyber Initiative as it removes what makes humans human. This is contrasted to Sector, who respects the Lin Kuei authority absolutely. By the time of the fourth game in the Midway continuity, Mortal Kombat 4, Sub-Zero would come to possess the Dragon Medallion, a symbol of leadership within the Lin Kuei and an item that enhances the wearer's powers, and would assume the title of Grandmaster himself. His leadership would lead to reforming the Lin Kuei, and he would eventually take in an apprentice named Frost. Frost, like Sub-Zero, is a capable warrior and able to manipulate ice, the latter trait not possessed by all Lin Kuei warriors. But her ambitions were corrupt and her tempers difficult for her to control. While not acting in concert with other villains and not acting as a leader for the Lin Kuei, she takes actions that are nonetheless evil, such as slaying other Lin Kuei and attempting to steal the Dragon Medallion from Sub-Zero. While a sense of stability, with Frost put down, remains the general trajectory for the Lin Kuei by the end of the Midway continuity, the Shirai Ryu would not see such good fortune. During the events of Mortal Kombat Deception, Scorpion wants the revival of the Shirai Ryu and his family, but the Shirai Ryu are revived as revenants. The trajectory for both clans in the NetherRealm continuity is much different. By the end of Mortal Kombat 2011, both Scorpion and Sub-Zero are dead, their souls and bodies animated to serve evil against their will. The Shirai Ryu don't exist, and the Lin Kuei are still corrupt, eventually under Sector's leadership, who maintains the historically morally bankrupt path that his father, the previous Grand Master, helped promote. However, in Mortal Kombat 10, we see a change in direction for the two clans' fates altogether. In a battle between good and evil, with Sonya, Johnny Cage, and Raiden on one side, and Quan Chi and the Revenants of Jax, Scorpion, and Sub-Zero on the other end, the Revenants end up being restored to their human forms. The three restored humans take on positive directions for their lives. Scorpion, now preferring to go by his real name, Hanzo Hasashi, reforms the Shirai Ryu himself, even taking on an apprentice in Takeda Takahashi, per the request of his father, Kenshi Takahashi. Similarly, Sub-Zero, upon restoration, reforms the Lin Kuei himself after killing Sector, though not without Cyrax's sacrifice. The two clans are loyal to their leaders. When Scorpion summons the Shirai Ryu to overwhelm a Special Forces base filled with refugees in a mission born of vengeance against Quan Chi, the Shirai Ryu oblige in great numbers. The Lin Kuei, however, are also instrumental in giving Cassie Cage, Jackie Briggs, Takeda Takahashi, and Kung Jin some breathing space against an assault from Kotal Kahn and his forces at the end of Mortal Kombat 10's story mode. But Mortal Kombat 10 established a cessation of the historical enmity between both clans when Sub-Zero summoned Scorpion for a meeting at the Lin Kuei's headquarters, as part of a flashback told in Mortal Kombat 10's story mode. Scorpion, while reformed, is still wary of Sub-Zero and believes that the Lin Kuei and Sub-Zero are responsible for killing his family and destroying the Shirai Ryu at the beginning of this meeting. While Scorpion's apprehension is further agitated when Frost appears to attack him, Sub-Zero regains control of the situation and reveals to him a recorded conversation stored in the cyborg Sector's memory banks, depicting Quan Chi talking about his responsibility for destroying the Shirai Ryu. Scorpion is guilt-ridden at the revelation, and realizes that he killed Bi-Han, this Sub-Zero's brother, under a false assumption of his guilt. Sub-Zero understands that there is more to the situation than Scorpion's assumption of guilt, and from this point on, the two clans' enmity is resolved. And that is our explanation of the background of the Lin Kuei and the Shirai Ryu. Looking forward to Mortal Kombat 11, while Sub-Zero and Scorpion and the clans they represent are not exactly the closest of friends, they no longer have any reason to wage war against each other. Sub-Zero has reformed the Lin Kuei into a force for good, and Scorpion's mistaken assumptions about the Lin Kuei's role in essentially ruining his life have been cleared away. It remains to be seen what lies in store for the future of these two characters and their clans. But now that clarity and peace of mind have returned to their leaders, hopefully they can act in such a way that will help the heroes fight against Kronika and the other villains. What do you expect is next for the Shirai Ryu and the Lin Kuei? Will there be rupture in their newly formed peace? Well, as always, thanks for watching. And that about does it for this video. If you enjoyed what you watched and want to see more from GamingBolt, you can always hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell icon next to it. That way you will never miss any of our videos.